One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of way to get it down. The episode of you when you're on The View, when you were running for president.
Right.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
We're so happy to have you. Whenever you're on with us, we're very happy.
We love it.
They're talking about you in such a favorable light. The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Trump.
Yeah. He tends to just...
While I vow to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Boom. She's got more.
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Bam!
There are also calls today for The View to go next when you've got hosts like Whoopi Goldberg spitting when she's speaking about Donald Trump. Look at this.
No, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
That's on the ABC, of course, but what a class act. I mean, speaking about Donald Trump, you can't make this stuff up. Should The View go next?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Sunny Hostin has faced challenges or she's been in trouble, let's say, by executives at ABC for some of these smears and lies that she spread. There needs to be some level of accountability with these talk show hosts. People tune in to left-wing networks. They expect to get a left-wing talking point. But what they shouldn't expect or what we shouldn't treat as normal is the fact that there is nothing but denigration and maligning of characters.
There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up with it.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies infested hen.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a wealth.
And the Democrats are in complete disarray because they have become a globalist party who like to spend taxpayer dollars on useless priorities just to cater to the left's demands here at home.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a wealth.
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Levitt was picked for the role.
All right, everyone, get comfortable and grab your favorite snacks because Joe Rogan just delivered a blistering takedown of Sunny Hostin from The View that might leave her reeling for years. Welcome back to Hollywood Stars Unfiltered, where we dive into the juiciest drama making waves across the internet. From explosive lawsuits and on-air meltdowns to conservative firebrand Caroline Levitt dropping truth bombs that have ABC executives in full panic mode, this story is scorching hot and you won't want to miss a single detail. Here's the scene. The View thought they could take Caroline Levitt down a peg, but Joe Rogan stepped in with a legendary roast that set the internet ablaze. It's chaos, it's petty, and it's everything we love about a juicy scandal. When you combine daytime TV drama, a no-holds-barred podcaster, and an $800 million defamation lawsuit, you've got a recipe for pure entertainment gold. So let's break it all down. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's spill the tea together. Why are we even talking about this? Because The View, the show everyone loves to hate watch, messed with the wrong person this time. They tried to come after Caroline Leavitt, a rising conservative voice who wasn't about to let Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin trash her reputation without firing back. Enter Joe Rogan, who swooped in like the ultimate chaos agent and turned the whole thing into a viral moment that's got the entire internet buzzing. This isn't just drama, it's a full-blown showdown, and I'm here to break it all down for you. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say, if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're about to unpack lawsuits, savage clapbacks, and behind-the-scenes panic that's got ABC sweating bullets. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll be picking your jaw up off the floor. Let's dive in. Let's rewind and set the stage. The View has been a chaotic mess for years, hasn't it? It's that daytime talk show where a group of outspoken hosts sit around a table, talk over each other, and often say the most outrageous things. Typically, they aim their fire at conservatives, Trump supporters, or anyone who doesn't align with their left-leaning agenda. This time, however, they turn their attention to Caroline Levitt, a rising star in the political arena who's young, sharp, and absolutely refuses to back down from their antics. But here's the thing, Caroline isn't like their usual targets. She's not someone they can easily bulldoze and move on from. She's a skilled communicator who's climbed her way up through sheer determination. And with her connections to the Trump White House, she's automatically public enemy number one in The View's eyes. This wasn't just a passing dig, it was a deliberate attack, and they thought they could get away with it, just like they always do. Spoiler alert, they were dead wrong. What makes this situation different? Well, The View has been riding on its hate watch reputation for years. Clips of Joe Behar or Whoopi Goldberg saying something controversial go viral, people roast them online, and the cycle repeats. But when they came for Caroline, they didn't anticipate her flipping the script and hitting back twice as hard. And then enter Joe Rogan, who added his own brand of savage commentary to the mix. Suddenly, this isn't just another day of drama on ABC, it's a full-blown crisis. Here's the kicker, this feud didn't stay confined to the TV screen. It exploded into lawsuits, social media chaos, and a public roasting that has everyone from Twitter fans to podcast enthusiasts talking. It's like The View poked a bear and now they're scrambling for cover while Caroline and Joe are out here delivering knockout punches. Let's break it all down step by step because things are about to get seriously messy. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what actually happened. It all kicked off when The View decided to take a shot at Caroline Levitt during one of their segments. Joy Behar led the charge with her trademark smirk, insinuating that Caroline only landed her role in Trump's orbit because the former president thought she was a 10? Seriously? Reducing a woman's career to her appearance? That's some next-level irony coming from a show that supposedly stands for feminine. Then, as expected, Sunny Hostin jumped in. She tried to frame Caroline as some kind of privileged figure who didn't earn her place, completely glossing over the fact that Caroline worked her way up through sheer determination and grit. Sunny's take was dripping with identity politics. Like, okay, we get it, you've got a narrative to push, but at least make it coherent. Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg just sat there nodding along like a bobblehead, which is pretty much her go-to move whenever the drama heats up. So why did they come at Caroline so hard? Simple, she's everything they can't stand. She's young, conservative, and an incredibly skilled communicator who doesn't back down. She's not out here fumbling her words or playing nice. She's sharp, direct, and always ready with the receipts. Naturally, The View couldn't resist trying to tear her down. They thought they could slap a lazy label on her, mock her on national TV, and call it a day. Spoiler, that was a huge miscalculation. But here's where it gets really spicy. They didn't stop at a few petty jabs. They went all in, turning the segment into a full-blown character assassination. Joy and Sunny kept piling on, acting like Caroline was some clueless figure who stumbled into her role, while Whoopi sat there silently egging them on. It was ugly, it was irresponsible, and it was about to backfire on them in the most spectacular way imaginable. Now, let's talk about Caroline Levitt, because this powerhouse didn't just sit back and let The View have their moment. Oh no, she flipped the script and came out swinging like a heavyweight champion. Instead of playing their game or venting on social media, she stepped up to a podium and delivered a truth bomb that left The View reeling. In her own words, "I'm here to deliver facts and I expect the media to do the same. Stop lying about this president, his family, and this administration. We're calling you out. But Caroline didn't stop there. She went full scorched earth. She hit them with hard-hitting stats like how egg prices skyrocketed 65% under Joe Biden while he was, as she put it, napping in the Oval Office. Boom! She called out The View's blatant hypocrisy, how they claim to champion women's empowerment but tear down any woman who doesn't fall in line with their progressive agenda. It was a masterclass in clapbacks, and you could practically hear the hosts scrambling behind the scenes. And then, plot twist, she took it to the next level. Caroline filed $800 million defamation lawsuit against The View, accusing them of spreading reckless lies that damage her reputation. Let that sink in. $800 million. That's not just a slap on the wrist. That's a full-on knockout punch. She's not just exposing them, she's holding them accountable in the most dramatic way possible. And reports say ABC executives are in full panic mode behind closed doors. Fans are absolutely loving it too. On X, formerly Twitter, people are saying things like, Caroline's out here doing the Lord's work and The View picked the wrong one this time. She didn't just defend herself, she turned the table so decisively that now The View is the one under scrutiny. And trust me, this lawsuit is just the opening act of what's shaping up to be their worst nightmare. Cue Joe Rogan stepping into the fray with a roast so savage it practically broke the internet. This guy didn't just join the conversation, he lit the whole thing on fire. On his podcast, he went in on Sunny Hostin, saying, if you average out The View host, they're some of the dumbest people on TV, and Sunny's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Brutal. He called her out for saying things that don't even make sense and are just so silly. And honestly, I was sitting there thinking, Joe, tell us how you really feel. Rogan didn't pull any punches. He dragged Sunny for her performative outrage, pointing out how she loves playing the victim while attacking anyone who doesn't align with her narrative. He even questioned her credibility as a journalist, joking that if you average the IQs of The View's hosts, you'd struggle to hit triple digits. And then he brought the receipts, highlighting how the show used to fawn over Trump when he was just a reality TV star, but now they act like he's the devil himself. Talk about hypocrisy, right? The internet absolutely lost it. Within minutes, hashtags like Joe Rogan exposes The View and cancel Sunny Hostin were trending on X. Fans were flooding the comments with things like, Joe just fact-checked The View harder in 5 minutes than they've done in 5 years. Another gem, this man said what we've all been thinking. Sunny's a total clown. It was savage, it was hilarious, and it turned what was already a messy feud into a full-blown cultural moment. But Joe didn't stop at Sunny. He took aim at the entire View format, calling it a reality TV show where facts don't matter and the loudest screamer wins. And honestly, he's not wrong. Rogan turned a petty TV spat into a viral takedown, and now The View isn't just dealing with Caroline Levitt, they're also dodging Joe Rogan's verbal grenades. Iconic doesn't even begin to cover it. Let's talk about the fans, because they're the real MVPs keeping this drama alive and kicking. The moment Joe Rogan's rant went viral and Caroline Levitt's lawsuit hit the news, X turned into an all-out war zone. One user tweeted, Joe Rogan just ended Sunny Hostin's career and I'm here for it. Another chimed in with, Caroline Levitt is my hero, sue The View into oblivion. And the memes, absolute perfection. Picture Sunny crying, overlaid with clips from Dumb and Dumber, Chef's Kiss. People are absolutely furious about The View's antics. One person wrote, they preach empowerment but trash any woman who dares to think differently. What a joke. Another fan drew parallels to past scandals, saying, this is worse than when they went after Roseanne. At least she fought back too. The outrage is palpable and is spreading like wildfire across every social media platform. Even the casual hate watchers are jumping in. One comment read, I only watch The View for the train wreck, but Joe and Caroline just turned it into must-see TV. There's this perfect mix of glee and fury. People are loving watching the hosts squirm, but they're also completely fed up with the show's endless hypocrisy. It's giving major we've had enough energy, and honestly, I'm here for it. The best part, fans aren't just talking, they're demanding action. Hashtags like cancel The View started trending, and some are even tagging ABC executives with comments like, cut Sunny loose already. This isn't just a roast anymore, it's a full-blown movement, and the internet isn't letting this story fade anytime soon. Now let's pull back the curtain, because ABC is in full-blown panic mode. Insiders are saying the execs never saw this coming. Not the lawsuit, not Joe Rogan's scathing takedown, and definitely not the tidal wave of backlash. They thought The View could keep doing what it's always done, smear people, cash in on hate watch ratings, and move on like nothing happened. But Caroline Levitt's $800 million lawsuit and Joe Rogan's internet-breaking rant flipped the script in a way no one at ABC could have predicted. Rumor has it the higher-ups are scrambling to contain the fallout. They're reportedly begging Caroline to settle out of court because an $800 million lawsuit isn't just bad PR, it's a financial nightmare. Sponsors are getting nervous too, with some allegedly reconsidering their deals, like, do we really want our brand associated with this dumpster fire? The panic is real, and honestly, it's kind of satisfying. Even the hosts are feeling the pressure. Sunny Hostin's credibility is taking a nosedive. People are resurfacing old clips of her missteps to add fuel to the fire. Whoopi Goldberg has gone radio silent, which, let's be honest, speaks volumes. And Joy Behar, she's probably out there brushing it off as just part of the job, but you know she's sweating bullets behind the scenes. This isn't just a minor PR hiccup, it's a full-blown crisis. According to sources, ABC is floating ideas for a major shakeup. Could Sunny get asked to save face? Will they revamp the entire show? No one knows for sure yet, but one thing's clear. The View's days of being untouchable might be over. Caroline and Joe turned what was supposed to be a smear campaign into a full-on reckoning, and ABC is running out of ways to clean up the mess. Let's be honest, The View has been thriving on hypocrisy for years, and this drama just ripped off the mask. Caroline Levitt hit the nail on the head when she called them out. They love to preach about feminism and empowering women, but the moment a conservative woman steps into the spotlight, they go full claws out, tearing her down. It's like girl power, but only if you agree with us. Otherwise, you're fair game. Joe Rogan hammered that point home too, reminding everyone how The View used to fawn over Trump when he was just a flashy billionaire guest on their show. Old clips are resurfacing of Whoopi Goldberg hugging him, Joy Behar laughing at his jokes, and Barbara Walters calling him our friend. But now that he's a political lightning rod, they act like he's public enemy number one. So, which is it? You can't have it both ways. Pick a lane. The fans aren't blind to it either. One post on X summed it up perfectly. The View loved Trump when he got them ratings, but now they're acting all holier than thou, fake. Another user pointed out they'd never trash a liberal woman like this. Caroline's just too real for them. It's this glaring double standard that's got people fired up. The show's a safe space for one side, but a battlefield for anyone who dares to disagree. At its core, this isn't just about Caroline or Joe. It's about The View pretending to be a moral authority while playing dirty. They built their brand on outrage and controversy, but now that the tables have turned, they're scrambling to play the victim. Sorry, not sorry. Caroline and Joe just held up a mirror, and the reflection is anything but flattering. So where does The View go from here? They're in serious trouble, and their options aren't exactly promising. Option 1, settle with Caroline Levitt, fork over a hefty chunk of that $800 million and hope she doesn't keep dragging them through the mud, but that's a massive public loss. Admitting fault isn't exactly their brand, plus the legal fees alone are going to hurt. Option 2, double down, fight the lawsuit, and try to spin this as if they're the victims. The problem? Joe Rogan's viral takedown and the internet's relentless backlash have already shredded their credibility. Walking into a courtroom with half the country rooting against them and juries loving an underdog like Caroline is a huge gamble. Risky move to say the least. Then there's the Sunny Hostin factor. Her reputation is plummeting fast, and some are speculating whether ABC might cut her loose to try and calm the storm. She's been in hot water with execs before for her controversial takes, so this could be the final straw. Imagine The View without Sunny. Would it even be the same chaotic mess? Or would they just slot in another loud voice to stir the pot? Whatever happens, this scandal isn't going away anytime soon. Fans are demanding a complete overhaul, sponsors are getting nervous, and ABC is scrambling to stop the bleeding. Caroline's lawsuit and Joe's epic roast didn't just bruise The View, they might have delivered a knockout punch. Stay tuned because this drama is far from over. Let's take a moment to give credit where it's due. Caroline Leavitt and Joe Rogan, the ultimate unlikely duo, just completely changed the game. Caroline's the brains of the operation, calm, calculated, and hitting The View where it hurts with cold, hard facts and legal firepower. She's not here to play nice, she's here to win. And that $800 million lawsuit is proof she means business. She's a powerhouse, plain and simple. Joe's the muscle, raw, unfiltered, and swinging with absolutely no chill. His rant wasn't just hilarious, it was a cultural sledgehammer that turned a petty TV feud into a full-blown viral reckoning. He's got the platform, the audience, and the no BS attitude to make The View's antics look even more ridiculous. Together, they're like Batman and Robin, but with sharper comebacks and a bigger impact. What's truly wild is how they flip the script. The View thrives on targeting people who can't fight back, but Caroline's too sharp and Joe's too massive. Now the hunters have become the hunted, and the internet is eating it up. One fan tweeted, "Caroline and Joe are the duo we didn't know we needed, the View's worst nightmare." This isn't just a win for them, it's a cultural shift. People are fed up with self-righteous talking heads getting away with garbage takes, and Caroline and Joe are proving you don't have to sit back and take it. They're not just taking on the View, they're challenging the entire system, and honestly, I'm here for every single moment of it. Let's zoom out for a second, because this drama is about way more than just the View. It's a front row seat to the culture war that's been brewing for years. On one side, you've got legacy media giants like ABC pushing their narratives and expecting everyone to fall in line. On the other, you've got voices like Caroline Leavitt and Joe Rogan, outsiders who aren't afraid to call out the nonsense and rally the masses behind them. Caroline's lawsuit isn't just about protecting her reputation, it's a direct challenge to media outlets that think they can smear people without facing any consequences. Joe's rant isn't just a takedown, it's a middle finger to performative pundits who care more about optics than truth. Together, they're tapping into a deep well of frustration that people feel toward out-of-touch elites who think they can dictate what's right and wrong. The fans totally get it too. Comments like, "This is why we don't trust mainstream media anymore," and "Joe and Caroline are saying what the rest of us are thinking," are flooding social media. This isn't just about the View being a mess. It's about a broken system that's been propped up by privilege and power, and people are fed up. So where does this go from here? Maybe the View cleans house, maybe ABC digs in its heels, or maybe this sparks a broader movement against the tyranny of talking heads. Either way, Caroline and Joe just lit a match and the fire is spreading fast. This isn't the end, it's the beginning of something much bigger. Alright fam, we've spilled all the tea. Now it's your turn to sound off. Did Joe Rogan go too hard, or was his Sunny Hostin roast absolutely justified? Is Caroline Leavitt's $800 million lawsuit the reality check the View desperately needed, or is she coming for total domination? And will ABC finally clean house after this dumpster fire? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. I'm reading every single one. This has been Hollywood Stars Unfiltered Town, where we don't just report the drama, we live it with you. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell, because a sister's got bills to pay, and I'm not about to miss the next scandal. Do it right now for 10 years of good luck. Don't test the universe. Before I go, let me just say, the View picked the wrong ones this time, and I am living for the chaos. Caroline's out here suing, Joe's out here roasting, and ABC's out here panicking. Iconic doesn't even cover it. Catch you in the next video, fam. Stay spicy, stay real, and keep that energy high. Oh, and one last thing, I wouldn't touch the View's mess with a 10-foot pole. No way, no how. Peace out.